Welcome to Sports Today. What a morning for New Zealand. What a terrific morning. And what a disappointing morning for India. If you actually take a look at the dismissals, none of them were really balls that were unplayable or wicket-taking balls that India had gotten out to. Each of the three dismissals will leave you disturbed, will leave you disappointed. For a team that is as good as this one, for a team that has played exceptional cricket, to get out in this manner was disappointing, for sure. Take the dismissal. We'll go by one, but you've got to give credit, a lot of credit to New Zealand. When I say New Zealand, practically the entire amount of credit will have to go to Jamieson. He was lethal. Virat Kohli actually was beaten in the previous over. Those two balls completely beat the Indian captain, balls 5 and 6. That's when he was slightly rattled, and you've got to give credit to the bowler because Virat started well. The first shot was a confident shot. He started well. Jamieson came back and planted the doubt in the mind of the Indian captain, and he reaped the rewards. Too good, very good. But the ball that Virat got out to, there, outside off, there was no reason to sort of, play so much away from his body. But that's what pressure does to you. Jamieson had been able to build up that pressure on Virat Kohli. And that paid dividends, allowed him the reward. Tremendous bowling. Ordinary batting. Ordinary batting from Kohli, tremendous bowling from Jamieson. The next one. He got the under edge of the ball, Cheteshwar Pujara. He was in two minds. Maybe could have gone for it, not gone for it, defend, not defend, about to leave the ball, and then that edge going straight to Ross Taylor. I mean, you do not want a set batsman straight after to get dismissed like that. One brings two, it often is set, and that's what happened with Cheteshwar Pujara. Big wicket. Because Cheteshwar Pujara could have just downed the shutters and played 70, 80 odd balls, and the moment you play 15 more overs, which Cheteshwar Pujara can easily do, automatically the match can swing your way, because all you need is just to sort of take time, and there is little time left. That was perhaps the most important wicket under the circumstances for New Zealand, because Cheteshwar Pujara could have easily downed the shutters. That was the wicket that opened it up. And then the wicket that I was most disappointed by. If you see both innings, one of the fellows who has looked the most assured from both teams has been Ajinkya Rahane. See his shot making, see the amount of time he has had to play shots. Except that ball where he got beaten of Trent Bolt when he advanced forward, the next ball he hit for a boundary. Ajinkya Rahane seemed in complete control. And then getting this edge, and by the way, this is not the first time I've seen Ajju get out like this. Down leg, this is the worst way to get out. Because clearly that is not a ball to be, given a wicket to. And all you get is that little edge, and he tried to move the bat. There's no need. That was, according to me, he looked the most assured. He looked comfortable. He looked solid there. And to give that wicket away. That is what I'm trying to say. If you analyze the three wickets, analyze the morning, you will know that India basically dug themselves into a hole. And I dread to think what would have happened had Tim Southee picked up that catch of Jamieson or Rishabh Pant, because that was a sitter. Rishabh went for the ball, edge, regulation, dolly dropped. How important will that prove? According to me, it might just prove too costly for New Zealand and can give India that breath of fresh air, that little chance that they needed to make a match of this. Pant already on 28 and is starting to look comfortable. Initially, he was edgy, trying to hit every ball, starting to middle the balls, has sort of tempered down a little bit. You've got to be there. You've already got a lead of 100 runs. New Zealand has to bat fourth. Time is of premium. All of these things will add up. If India, remember what was the lunch score yesterday? The lunch score yesterday was New Zealand 135 for 5. And they got to 249. I know all of you will say, oh, they're tail-enders, the lower order bat. Here, Jadeja and Pant and then Ashwin can do that job for India. Can absolutely do that job for India. It is not a bad wicket to bat on. The ball is 55 overs done, so 25 more overs where you will actually get the best of the ball to bat because it will not swing that much under conditions which are decent with the sun out. So the next 25 overs, India can actually have the best of batting conditions. And if Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin are able to hang out there for 25 overs, one can certainly say they will get 75 more runs because Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja will be able to score. So will Ash. 175 more runs, fourth innings, under pressure, World Championship final, we will expect a match. India will also come hard. We were talking about this. How much do you need in the fourth innings? In Southampton, the average fourth innings score is 187. It is 187. So will India be able to make a match of it? Of course, at this point in time, it is largely New Zealand. It is well and truly advantage New Zealand, especially the way the Indian batters batted in the first 2 hours of the morning. They sort of allowed New Zealand to take control of this test match. And of course, Jamieson was exceptional. But that doesn't rule away from the fact that all it takes is 1 good hour. And that's what is the beauty of test match cricket. 135 for 5, 152 for 6, and we thought, oh, good. India is in this yesterday. 162 for 6 rather when Colin the Grantham got out. We thought 200 all out. 50 more runs was added by that Tim Southee cameo and that Jamieson innings. Can the Indian lower middle order with Pant, Ashwin and Jadeja do that? Because that is what will become the key now. And by the way, both Jadeja and Pant in the last 20 minutes of the session was not looking bad. Yes, Jamieson will have another crack at them after lunch, and he will use that height and has been the most impressive bowler on show. All of that is taken. But the fact is, they have looked decent so far, Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja. Can they sort of show application and temperament, which is the hallmark of this team? At no point in time in the whole World Test Championship cycle has this Indian team given up. 100-run lead, can this go up to 175? If it does go up to 175, it's match on, because New Zealand will have to get those 175 runs under pressure in a World Championship final. And if India gets 75 more runs, we are actually talking about 25 more overs, which is what is going to get us close to tea. So effectively, you are talking about time, you are talking about strategizing, you are talking about aggression, you are talking about winning the WTC against a decent bowling attack, 175 in the fourth innings, and all of a sudden, all of the equations will be brought to play. But for that to happen, the first hour after lunch is of humongous importance. New Zealand has won the morning. Make no mistake, New Zealand has won the morning, especially the first hour when they got Kohli and Pujara. India came back in the last half an hour, those 20-30 runs, important runs for India. Can they now push the thing to about 175-run lead? Can Rishabh Pant get India out of trouble here? Can they, Ravindra Jadeja and Rishabh Pant, put together a 60, 70, 80 run stand? They are well capable. They've done that in Australia. And in the last half an hour, they started to look slightly more assured. Rishabh Pant started playing the defensive shots. Not every shot was an aggressive hoik or trying to hit the ball out of the park. That had stopped. And that was good to see. So all said and done, this has been set up. New Zealand well and truly in control, make no mistake. But India definitely not out of it. You have to say Pant and Jadeja, they are capable of putting it together. You've got to give them some points. They've done that in Australia. And there is no reason for them not to be able to do it in good batting conditions with an older ball, 55 overs old, 25 more overs to the new ball. If they are able to hang out this 25 overs with just a wicket down or so, India can certainly make a match of this one, because I'm expecting in the next 25 overs, if India doesn't lose more than one, India will get about 75 odd runs. That's what will matter to India. Can they stretch this lead? 175, 200 runs. If they are able to stretch this lead to 175 odd, all of a sudden you will see some nerves creeping in. Because it's the fourth innings, the ball will do a bit. There will be footmarks, the pressure of the scoreboard. India will come in with all kinds of negative tactics as bouncers. They will employ all of that. They will come round the wicket, bowl into the batsman's body. You will see all that start to happen. And it's not going to be easy. Run scoring will not be easy for New Zealand. So the World Test Championship, the ultimate test, is living up to the billing of the ultimate test. New Zealand favorites, but India can still do it. I'm telling you, India can still do it. Let's take questions. Indranil, another 82 in 20 overs and then give the cherry to our bowlers. Exactly what I was saying, Indranil. That is what the deal is. That you've got to get another 75, 80 runs. That's what is important. Rishabh Pant maje maje jhuki niche. That is his game. But at the same time, you cannot get out. You've got an opportunity. You've been given a life. Now make that count. You have settled yourself in. After lunch is the period. You have the opportunity now. You are settled. You've got that initial nerves out of the way. Make the most of this opportunity. And again, you have the platform set for you to become a national hero, Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja. The platform is there for you guys. Saurabh, what do you think is the perfect score? There's no perfect score, Saurabh. Anything above 175 will be tough to chase, is what we can say. Because it's the fourth innings, and obviously time will also be at a premium. Indian bowlers are not going to make it easy. New Zealand will have to attack. Can they attack against a very, very good quality bowling attack? Tough one. I mean, that is why 75 more runs, 75, 80 more runs, hugely important. Pavan Venkat, apart from that one innings in Australia, Pujara not performing. I was disappointed with the way Pujara got out today. He was looking solid, if you see, and then all of a sudden that underedge. He has been a stellar pillar for India. To say that he's not performing, to dismiss him like this is not fair. But at the same time, he will himself know that we expect more from him. We expect more solidity. We expect longer innings and more runs from Pujara. I'm sure he will do that in the England innings. Will a lead of 160 be enough? May not be. I think a lead of 175, 180, those 15, 20 runs will be important. That is why the first hour after lunch is so very important. Movie Jock, the earlier one was from Saurabh. Can Indian bowler perform like? Of course they can. Of course they can. If you give them a fourth innings total to bowl at, 175 total to bowl at, on a sixth day evening time, with 30, 40 overs left for the game, 40, 45 overs left for the game. New Zealand will have to bat under pressure. They'll have the scoreboard pressure, 4.5, 5 runs and over in test match cricket is not easy. Definitely not easy. So absolutely they can. And a couple of wickets and the cat will be among the pigeons. Indian bowlers must up their game to the fullest. Absolutely. Indian bowlers must up their game to the fullest. This is the greatest stage of all. This is the World Test Championship. But before that, you want that partnership to carry on for at least another hour. Because the moment we are able to get this to the close to the new ball, 25 more overs, we will be able to get to the total we are talking about. Rishabh Pant holds the key. So does Ravindra Jadeja. They have started to look decent, according to me. They have used the scoring opportunities. They have been given scoring opportunities as well. If they are able to stick on for another hour, we definitely have a game on. India should have a minimum of 180 target. I agree with you, Paramesh T. India should definitely have something closer to that. Conditions are improving for batting. It will not be that great towards the fag end of the day. I mean, this is ultimately a used pitch now. I mean, this is 6 days, 3.5, 4 days of cricket already being played out there. Obviously, there will be footmarks. There, India will have the new cherry. 35, 40 overs will be left for the day. And if you see the forecast, towards the latter part of the day, it is expected to cloudy up again. So all said and done, batting will not be easy for New Zealand. So if anybody expects New Zealand will have a cakewalk, it will not be, provided India can give them a lead of 175. Rahane's dismissals in both innings, Anupam Bhomik disappointing. I must agree with you. I mean, that is what I tweeted. He was looking reassured for me in both innings, and then this happens. This freakish shot there, and then that glove going. I mean, it is very, very upsetting at the way Ajju got out, because he was looking good, he was looking solid, he was in control, and then you lose a critical wicket, because had it been 4 down for this, we would have been in control, and all of a sudden, the match has swung New Zealand's way. Had Ajinkya been out there, that would not have happened. Mustafa Femi, should Pant and Jadeja go crazily on bowlers. No, they should just play their natural game. They are utilizing every opportunity to score. Why should they go crazily on bowlers? Because you're also playing time. It's a critical cat and mouse. New Zealand too will start to feel the pressure the moment the scoreboard starts sticking and gets to 150. It is not going to be easy scoring for them. So they too will start feel the pressure. There is already 100 runs on the board in terms of the lead. Another 50 plus runs and New Zealand will also start to feel the pressure. It is not as if that India alone will feel the pressure. Now it's New Zealand's game to lose. No, I still think it is India's game to save. It is India's game to save and make a game of it and then push New Zealand. So this is the critical opportunity that Pant and Jadeja and Ashwin will have to make the use of and make the most of rather. They'll have to come good in the next 2 hours in that post-lunch session, Avinash Avi, and make the match of it 175 as all of us are saying here, and all of a sudden we have a match on our hands. Boryada, just a discussion, Virat falters on big occasions? No. I mean, every occasion for Virat actually is a big occasion. I mean, England 2018 was a big occasion. Australia has been a big occasion. Every innings, I mean, this is, no, frankly, that's perhaps not the best example to give. Devashish Ghosh playing quality swing bowling remains difficult. Easy for who? Devashish Ghosh. Did New Zealand find it easy? 245 all out. Was it easy for New Zealand? Quality swing bowling or the moving ball? The moving ball is difficult for any batsman in the world. So why are we talking only about India? It is difficult for anyone, and you've seen that with New Zealand. New Zealand had the better of batting conditions. They won the toss. India was bowling second. They had the better of the batting conditions, and they folded up for 245. So what are we talking about here? Sridhar, match will be saved if we play out the session. I agree with you, Sridhar. I absolutely agree with you. Ravi Tripathi, match अभी न्यूजीलैंड के फेवर में है. अब पंत और जाडेजा ही आखिरी जोड़ी है जो absolutely रविचंद्रन अश्विन as well. But रवि त्रिपाठी, आप ये भी सोचिए कि ये पार्टनरशिप अगर 40-50 रन और बना देता है और उसके बाद आपके पास रवि अश्विन है, न्यूजीलैंड को चौथा बैटिंग करना पड़ेगा, और अगर 175 रन का लीड भारत को मिल जाता है तो वो इजी नहीं होगा. कोई भी विकेट में कहीं भी, वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप फाइनल है, ये प्रेशर होगा. साउथहैम्पटन में एवरेज फोर्थ इनिंग स्कोर इज 187. इंडिया के पास वो बॉलर्स हैं, फुटमार्क्स भी होंगे, स्पिनर्स भी होंगे. इंडिया नेगेटिव बॉलिंग भी कर सकता है, आउटसाइड लेग आके बैट्समैन बॉडी में डाल सकता है. यहाँ पे वाइड नो बॉल, वाइड बॉल जैसे तो नहीं होगा. सो ऑल सेड एंड डन मैच बन जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि न्यूजीलैंड आके सब कुछ इजीली निकल के लेके चले जाएगा. फुल 98 overs be played? No, cannot be. I mean, impossible, because it will, given the kind of over rate that we have, I do not see 98 overs being played January. Sheikh Rahman Sharif, we will win this championship only if we add 80-90 more runs to defend. I agree with you. I'm constantly saying 175-80. 160 plus korle India harbena Debharko Chatterjee, I think a little more. 175-80. I will want another 75 more runs, please. Deepak Hasija, Boria, when will have batsmen scored runs in overseas? Lots of times. Come on. I mean, for God's sake, let's calm down. I mean, this team has done exceedingly well in recent times. Exceedingly well. And this whole thing every time, when has our batsmen scored runs? What do you mean whenever our batsmen scored runs? Don't ask questions which, are perhaps not fair, So let's not talk about Melbourne में किसने रन बनाया था? Sydney and Gabba you are talking about. What about Melbourne? Ajinkya Rahane's innings. Melbourne set it up. That's how you got that win. I mean, what are you talking about? When is it that our batsmen have scored runs? For God's sake. Devargo Chatterjee, Deepak Bhai, MCG bhul gaya. Exactly. Austin, can Pant and Jadeja score? I think they have the mettle to definitely score. A partnership is brewing. The sun is out. 55 over old balls, so the next 25 odd overs before the new ball is the best period to bat in terms of movement. It will be less. So I expect India to put up a fight. I do not expect, the next 5 to go for 15-20 more runs and New Zealand has it easy and it's a cakewalk and close. I don't expect that to happen. I will finish off here. All of you, let's put our best foot forward. We expect our team to do so. Keep backing, keep remaining positive, keep supporting, because all of these vibes add up. Important for India to stand up. Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja, the platform of their lives to stand up. Can they do it for India? We've got to wait and see. Fingers crossed for them. Another 75-80 odd runs. Match on. Keep supporting us on Sports Today.